My name is Jeremy Moline, Wyandotte Fire Chief. Yesterday we received a call around 6:45 p.m. for two individuals trapped in a ditch that we were trying to extricate them. They were contractors of a plumbing company. Upon arrival, we had one trapped and one was not trapped. He was trying to self-extricate the other individual, his co-worker. We did work with Western Wayne USAR and Wyandotte USAR Urban Search and Rescue teams. They were instrumental in getting these individuals out, trapped. And we transported one patient via survival flight. He's stable at this time. And the other patient was extricated and treated on scene and released. They were in the trench approximately 4 hours before we extricated them. I think the Wyandotte Fire Department, their staff, our dispatch, Lincoln Park Fire, and all of the other entities that helped us were instrumental in their training showed on scene. So we're very fortunate. These incidents usually tend to go bad, and we're very fortunate that we were able to get them out, and they're both stable, and that's about it. So, yes. Right now, the challenges is with all the water, the snow is melting, and it is actually mud, so it's very heavy, very sloppy, and that was the hard part of, I think, trying to get them out. The weather kind of played a challenge for us, and the fact that they were down approximately 15 to 20 feet made it challenging for us. We don't like to send our rescuers into those environments just for there's a potential of collapse, and then with that wet, heavy mud, it more than likely would end up kind of tragic. So we had to wait till we had the shoring in place from the urban search and rescue teams before we put our responders in there.
Did these individuals have a permit for the work that they were doing?
I'm not sure. My OSHA has been investigating that, and the company, so I do not have that answer right now.
Do we know what type of work these guys were doing?
They were doing plumbing work. We're not sure if they were subcontracted from the company or not. So that's all I know up to my OSHA. They're doing the investigation. They've been out on scene this morning.
Did your team members find any alcohol bottles at the scene?
We're investigating that. We're not sure. We're going to make sure we do a thorough investigation and find out if we can confirm or deny that.
Now, Chief, this is kind of a wild situation. You got two dudes trapped in a trench in kind of the middle of the night. What stands out about this entire situation to you?
To me, it's pretty unique. I've been at Wyandotte Fire for 24 years. First time I've had to activate urban search and rescue team. So working with other communities, I mean, we dealt with communities all the way from Canton, Livonia, Dearborn, all the way out to Wyandotte County. So we had, trained professionals from all over southeastern Michigan here to assist us because we do not have the capabilities and the equipment. So we don't specialize in those areas. There's very specific training and specific equipment that they need, and we're just super fortunate to have them, at our disposal. I mean, the amount of excavation they had already done made it challenging. We didn't have a lot of area that we could work around the trench, so that did make it a little challenging. Obviously, we had, I would say, a plethora of people. It was amazing to see the outcome and the turnout that all of the urban search and rescue teams, they brought a lot of people. So.
I mean, you had a helicopter coming down in a park.
Yeah, no, the location we were very fortunate for the location. There's not a lot of places in our city that we can land a survival flight, and we activated them because there were doctors on scene. There was a doctor on the Western Wayne USAR team. He, because of the extended extrication time, the 4 hours, we were concerned by the time we got him out, whether it's hypothermia or some other medical condition, that he would need to be transported to a higher level facility. So we were fortunate that it was close.
When your team was able to rescue the one gentleman who was trapped inside, when he came out, what was his reaction? How was he doing?
He's doing good. He made it very clear that he was in a lot of pain, to us. I'm just glad, it's better than him, telling us, letting us know he's in pain is a good thing for us. So just because it's, we know he's alert, he's oriented, but he's very personable. He's, in contact at all times with all the rescue workers. So they were communicating with him really well, so.
Do we know exactly how this happened? I know we got the call that the guys were trapped, but were they doing work and then the ground just collapsed, or what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're digging trenches that far down, there should be safety precautions. We're trying to figure out if those were in place. With the wet soil and the depth of the trench, I think those all both played into a factor.
Can you just fill us in on what your investigation entails?
So our investigation, we're working with the Western Wayne Urban Search and Rescue Team. They'll do a report. We will do an after-action report with them at a later date. A lot of times they take a lot of time, to make sure we have all of our information and things like that. We'll do an in-house report as well, and then I know MyOSHA will also do a report. So.
What do you guys usually look at?
Anything and everything. I mean, we're looking at conditions, what we could have done better, time, call, the staff on scene, any issues that could have been played into the collapse. So those are the things that we look at. A lot of the issues will be turned over to MyOSHA. Once we have our report and Western Wayne Urban Search and Rescue has their report, MyOSHA will then probably get that information and take over.
Do you have an approximate timeline? I know it's hard to say.
I don't.
What would you have to say, especially in light of this and the weather that we've had? What would be your word of advice to anyone who's doing any kind of digging like this?
It can be dangerous. Just make sure that you follow proper precautionary measures. Anything, after talking to MyOSHA, I think anything beyond 5 feet needs to have shoring and things like that, so in place. So obviously, if you're not sure what you're doing, leave it to the professionals. So.
Did you say it was just these two individuals on that job?
There were 3 individuals on scene. There were 2 individuals in the in the trench when we arrived on scene. So there was a 3rd person also on scene.
And this work has been ongoing?
Yeah, it looks like they'd been working for a little while. They had quite a bit of excavation done.
And you said it was about 15 feet, 15 to 20 feet?
It was about in depth 15-ish feet. Yes.
If it's beyond 5 feet, what do you suggest? And did they have
That's by MyOSHA standards. Anything over 5 feet needs to have shoring on the sides.
Did they have that?
Not that we are aware of at this time, but we are looking into it. So.
The home where this happened, is it vacant? Is anyone currently living
No, there's a homeowner that they currently bought the house and they're getting renovations done. So I don't know if they're living in the home yet, but they're getting renovations done.
I think that's it.
All right.
There's typically
Thank you.
also there's also requirements based on the number of people that you have in the ground, how far down you're going, and how many people you have to have on the site.
Yeah, there's a lot of requirements. I mean, there's different requirements for different things. There's confined space requirements, there's trench requirements, things like that. So there's a lot of different requirements that that companies will follow.
I know you probably answered this and forgive me, but I'm just thinking if they're digging 15 feet and it's only 3 people, you would think it would be more than that, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a plumber, so
Right.
I
but
can't answer.
Right, but I'm just thinking, I don't know the protocol. You would think you guys would help assist maybe, or,
Yeah, that's unknown to me. Yeah, I'm not sure. So